Hey guys, Demi here from Atlas Vibrations, and I am here with your spirit messages, the messages you need most. And as you guys see, the piles are already out, but I'm going to do my quick introduction. As you guys know, Demi here. I am the owner of Atlas Vibrations, and I love to give you guys reads based off of an Aquarian energy, finding lost information, setting ourselves back into the cycles of the earth with the seasons, the Sabbats, within Wiccan religion, and understanding those and integrating it back into our lives as Gaia returns to her state of, I wouldn't say returns to, but goes back into a state of upliftment and ascension at this time. And so I think it's very important to share that lost information with you. And it is a part of my purpose here. So I am very happy to make these for you. I don't make them as frequently as I would like to, just due to changes. I am currently going through my Saturn return. It hasn't fully hit my chart yet, but just a few things that are kind of going on with me right now to understand, hopefully, as much as I would like to put these out on a daily basis, I cannot, because just due to where I'm at. So, disclaimers. So these reads are just for entertainment purposes only. If I say anything about your health, just take it with a grain of salt. Don't be running to your doctor and being like, Demi from Atlas Vibrations told me all of my chakras are off. I need to, get all these medications to fix it. Nope, just entertainment purposes only. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. It is also a general read, so take it once again if the message resonates for you. Take it. If it doesn't, leave it for somebody else. And then pronouns. I use she for the feminine, and masculine, I use he. So if you guys are new to pick a card readings, how we choose the piles is you would ground yourself down, take 3 deep breaths in, and then choose. And I know that for some of you, you like to choose with crystals. So I'm going to throw the crystals on now, and I will tell you which pile is which. Cool. Pile number 1 is going to be the Crystal Visions Tarot with the Rose Quartz Crystal. Pile number 2 is going to be the, I believe it's the Divine Tarot with the Angel Aura Crystal. We have pile number 3, the Mermaid Tarot with the Citrine Crystal, and I have pile number 4, the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot with the Onyx Crystal. So I'm going to leave this here for a few minutes, or not a few minutes, maybe like 40 seconds, and then I will meet you guys in your pile. Go to the timestamp down below, and I will meet you there. All right, guys, let's hop into it. All right, pile number 1. Crystal Visions Tarot with the Rose Quartz Crystal. I'm going to put the Rose Quartz Crystal, we'll put it up here, just so that way you guys can see it. And, sorry, the chair is squeaking a lot, and I also have the fan going, and I also have a timer going, so if you hear that go off, I'm sorry. So, if you guys have missed the introduction, just go back. It gives a little information about me, who I am, Atlas Vibrations, but I will tell you guys, if you're new, I do have a website. I'll put it in the description box below. Please subscribe. I try to put out as much content as I can on my monthly newsletter. I've been trying to work on giving content for you guys that I enjoy as well, that you will enjoy, and it's something that that comes from a very creative place. So feel free to subscribe. And also, energy exchange. For those of you that like to leave tips, because I do these reads for free, my Venmo and PayPal will be in the description box below. Tips are always appreciated. They're never expected. It's always there for those who do like to give. And then social media, that will be listed down below as well. So feel free to follow. I try to post different content. I'm trying to catch up on social media, but it's just been a little tough, like I said in the introduction, with my schedule and being in my Saturn return. So it's kind of a little a lot. And I'm also trying to honor the fact that we are in the fall season preparing for winter. So slowing down a little bit and honoring that. Alrighty, so pile number 1. Let's see what's going on. What do you need to hear most right now? The universe has 2 cards for you that fell out. For those of you that have known or know my reads, have watched my reads numerous times, messages from the universe. I have the 9 of Pentacles upright and the 2 of Cups upright. So pile number 1, I am going to applaud you like this. You guys are realizing your self-worth, and you're realizing that you are, I don't want to say maybe you feel essentially better, but you have stepped into a very, very beautiful place, and your guides and your ancestors, and I'm even hearing for somebody in particular, a grandmother is very, very happy with where you have come. And I'm going to say this to you too. I'm very proud of you too, because you are letting go of people who do not see your worth. And I feel that you are letting go of relationships that do not share the same respect, letting go of relationships where people do not have the same like interests as you do, and seeing that you are worth more. And here's another message too. You guys are so close with the manifestation that it's practically bearing fruit. And like, I know that you guys probably have been, Spirit showing me, watering the plant, taking care of the plant, wondering when you're going to get the fruits of your labor. And I feel that this has been maybe something that is going on for maybe 10 years. Maybe this is in regard to, a relationship where you've been working on yourself to bring to fruition a relationship. And I'm also feeling for some that you guys are in a spot where maybe you are dating, you're talking to people, and you have, not that I hate to say it like this, but you guys have your shit together, essentially. Like, you got your job, or you're realizing that you're happy with where you're at in your life, or seeing that you've grown a lot and you're ready to start meeting people, and you just haven't been meeting people or the right person you feel that is a fit for you. So Spirit saying, don't give up. You're almost there. It's about to bear fruit. And also I'm hearing for some that you may be seeing like fruit, or like the bearing of your fruit is not necessarily the way or the outcome of what you think that it is. So I feel like maybe you guys, for very few, there may have been a manifestation that you didn't get the outcome that you were anticipating with it, and kind of Spirit saying release a little bit more, step into gratitude with that. So let me pull these cards. I actually have quite a few cards for you guys today. Like, we're gonna get into it a little bit. So I have there's a hair, the Queen of Cups upright, the Emperor upright, nice, 8 of Cups upright. Okay, pile number 1, we're going for, oh, okay, well, we got a reversal, but nothing in the world. 4 Cups reversed, and I'm gonna pick these up so that way you can see them as I talk about them. Tower reversed, okay. And I have the 2 of Wands upright. So let me go over the patterning real quick, and I'll like lift these up. So I have water, fire, water. I do this as water and fire. Technically, I think it's, but I got water and fire, and then we have more fire. So this is all, guys, water and fire. No air, no earth. And I also have, 2 4s, and 16 goes out to 5. So this is a big place for you guys with stability. I'm hearing responsibility. I think I'm hearing for some, and I'm sorry if this is upsetting to you, I'm hearing daddy issues that you're working on. Maybe I'm hearing clearing that out, and Spirit saying like a massive clearing out about some daddy issues. And maybe for some, you were dating somebody who has some serious daddy issues, and it was a really big turnoff for you, because you were like, for some of you, I feel that your father may have passed, or your father isn't really like prevalent in your life. So that's something that I saw too. All right. So, and you have 2 major arcana cards here, and the rest are minor. So big changes, big shifts. And usually with major arcana, this is telling me that we are learning important lessons. So you guys are going through a change within you, where you're seeing a lot of instability, no stability, changing all those things within you. And I think that you realize, pile number one, that you are very different from the rest of everybody else. You're more emotional. I'm hearing Scorpio, so you may have a Scorpio sun in particular. I'm hearing sun, moon, or rising as well. And I think that you guys are very linked to the moon, because I'm paying attention to the Queen of Cups and the Eight of Cups with these two cards here. So, all right, pile number one. So what you need to know at this point too, because I feel like you're making, you're in a comfortable position. You're trying to get out of your comfort zone with a certain decision. You have two different decisions going on. You're trying to move through things. So what Spirit wants you to know, and as much as I hate to say it like this, is you have to trust your intuition. And what this means is that it's being, I feel with the Tower reverse, Spirit saying that things are being deconstructed to be completely rebuilt. And I think that you feel that you're leaving a place in your life where you were very, very happy, or you were happy, or there was maybe a place of home, stability, and security with where you felt comfortable. But it's also been disappointing, and I feel like you guys have been wanting to kind of, quote unquote, leave the nest to try something else out or try some new things. And I feel like you've been asking for some things. You've been asking for a serious partner. You've been working on trying to fix your masculine and balance your masculine energy out. And this makes sense now, and get some clarity on why there may have been some daddy issues, because you needed to review and restructure, Spirit and saying, your guys are saying, to understand what it's like to know stability, to know that feeling of what it means to be provided for. And once you're feeling this instability within yourself, because Spirit wants you, and your guides are trying to tell you to get that security, to feel secure within you. So what makes you feel secure? What makes you feel good? And I feel that, I hate to say this, but not hate to say it, but you're a very artistic, driven, creative person. You like the arts. You like to, especially with this Queen of Cups, like energy, motherly energy, take care of things, being in this feminine energy, and trying to find a partner or people that do this. And I think that you've been contemplating moving maybe to a different state, a different country, to a place where there's more happiness, light, and upliftment. And what Spirit needs you to know is that you need to step in, and you also need to be that father energy. And that's what's happening. The messages that you need to hear and understand the most is, yes, they're saying to me that I feel like a masculine energy coming in, that you've been disappointed time and time again. You've got one foot in the water, one foot out of the water, ready to go, but you're very comfortable with where you're at. And Spirit saying this is why things are being brought up to be revisited, because you're putting out, they're saying you're wanting change, you're wanting things to change, but you're still staying in the same places. And I hate to say this, and it may be triggering, but due to fear, and I think there's a deep wound that's maybe karmic, that's being really worked through, of Spirit's gonna give it to me. I'm gonna say fear in leaving, fear in just being, I don't want to say in the unknown, because it's even deeper than that, pile number one. It's deeper than being just in this super unknown place, and it's more of, I'm hearing Spirit saying more about your happiness than it is anything else. And seeing that you can thrive. And I think it goes with both things that I just said, being able to support yourself, because I think that's a big thing, and being able to support yourself on an emotional level. Now, Spirit pointed out to me, because we have no air and earth cards, this is where it's more emotional than it is, and creativity and drive than it is, I'm hearing, monetary. And I'm hearing like, maybe you guys might be getting a little bit triggered here, because you're kind of like, well, for some, I'm hearing the money may not be there, or it just depends on what it is. But that's what Spirit is even saying, it's more of an emotional thing than it is, and a lack of passion, and I'm hearing depression maybe too that you have going on, that it's a lack of that, and that's like sacral chakra energy. So that's like where in the area on the body of the genitals, which is our ultimate version of creation. So really being creative. I think that you guys are, I'm hearing for some, stepping into a career where you can create and make money that way. And I think that spirit is like even showing me like in the throat here and in the chest, like, you know that you could do it, like, and you know it, but like there's just this deep rooted fear and pain. I want to grab cards on why, because I can't figure it out before I pull the other ones. Why is this here? What do we need to know about it? And oop, they fell. Okay. Oh my god, I was like looking at myself. I was like, geez. I didn't put any makeup on today. And I also left the lights out normal, like, because with the fall, I'm trying to enjoy the sunlight. So usually I have like a, what is it? A ring light. And I shut these blinds, so I have blackout curtains. But I actually really wanted to bring in the ambience of the light at this time. And, as the sun continues to move through each pile, because I take about like 20 to 30 minutes for each pile when I only want to make it a few minutes. So thank you for listening to my tangent and my TED Talk. I really appreciate it. But I have the Queen of Swords. I have the Queen of Swords upright. I have the Empress upright and the Star. Okay. Pile number 1, my heart goes out to you, because this is all feminine energy, with this, okay? The Empress is the mother energy, and it's not a coincidence that we have the father energy here, and these are all in the upright position. Pile number 3, I'm sorry, not number 3, sorry, pile number 1. You guys have been going through a lot of childhood issues of being, I'm hearing for some, the perfect daughter, being the person who you put a lot of pressure on yourself to dig your family out of their graves or out of their problems, because maybe you have been that one, and you've been, I'm hearing, essentially bullied by a lot of people, and you've been verbally abused when you were a child because you wanted to go out and do all the things that you did. And it's just deep-rooted fear, and you've been always able to create through manifestation. You've always been somebody who was maybe so different with the Aquarian energy here from the Star. Eccentric, different, dressed different, always had a beauty to them. And let's be real, I'm not gonna lie to you, pile number 1. The Queen of Swords, okay? She is not the nicest person out of all these court cards. Like, this is somebody who takes shit from nobody. They, especially if it's in a reverse sign, or reversal, it can mean bitchiness, meanness, but this person is they're showing me both energies on both sides throughout your whole life. And so this person, whoever this is, their light was never as bright as yours. They verbally, never took their shit. They could not take the fact that your energy was so bright. You were so well liked. You were beautiful. And there was a lot of jealousy, a lot of, thwarting and diminishing of your light, and a lot of threats. So whether that was, if you go and do this, well, I'm not going to talk to you. Oh, if you go and do this, well, guess what? I'm not paying for your student loans. Okay, well, if you go and do this, well, guess what? Like, you got to do it my way or the highway. And this is where, you're trying to break free from this cycle of being manipulated, I'm hearing for some tortured in past lives, for doing things that you wanted to, and being creative and being well known and being, I'm hearing, even famous. Like, some of you may want to be famous, and maybe that was a goal, but you had such childhood goals, dreams that really drove you. And Spirit is saying that this is why you have these deep rooted fears, because it's like almost feeling, and I'm sorry, pile number 1, but this is what's coming up. You need to know that you're good enough to do this, and this is why you're being cleared out to find stability within yourself, work on, the masculine energy of providing, but also stepping into that feminine energy and healing from that mother wound as well, to know that you are enough to do the things that you want to do, and you're so scared and feeling that way. But let's see what else, because I have a whole bunch of other cards. All right, pile number 1. What else do we got going on? What does Spirit need you to know the most right now? blessed. So pile number 1, you definitely need to step into being more, I hate to say it like that, but more grateful and being more grounded into your reality and being like dead set focus on your goals. Because if you don't do that and you're distracted, it's just going to keep you from not getting to where you want to be. Deep knowing. Pile number 1, we've talked about this. This is more confirmation. You know that you are either a spiritual person, you know deep within your heart who you are, you're happy with who you are, you know how to create peace, and it's almost as if they are saying to you that you know what you need to do. And I feel with the deep hatred within your heart, maybe, or for some that you like cut everybody off. And Spirit is saying do like in a healthy way. Yes, that would be ideal. We also have all that glitters. Pile number 3. Why do I keep saying pile number 3? Maybe you guys will have messages in pile number 3. And I'll put this here. This is No Place Like Home. And this fits very well into what we just talked about. So, pile number 1, you are protected with money. Like you are protected with everything. And you're protected within your heart space, within you. Like Spirit is here to guide you. You were, I hate to say, you were not poor, you were very rich. And it's easy to, they're saying, get distracted by all the shiny things around you and money. And like maybe too, I'm hearing for some, you will put all of your money into one thing that you really do like, whether it's something expensive. Like, so what I'm seeing is jewelry. Like you may also pour all of your money. Let's just say you want to buy this gold mask. You're going to use this whole amount of money to buy all of that. And Spirit is saying that this is where you need to be more focused, be more grateful, shift some things, but you are protected. And I hate to say it like this, pile number 1, but you're not poor. You're always divinely guided, and you always have like I'm hearing like sustenance and like substance almost like to hold on to. And they're saying that you're not alone. So once again, No Place Like Home. Messages you need to hear most is my tears are coming to my eyes. Pile number 1, I'm gonna say this: you can have a beautiful home. You can have that beautiful home life, that happiness, that peace. But they're saying it starts with you first, and this is beautiful. And they're saying that the foundation starts with you. Your energy carries into the home. So if you go in with a negative attitude, they're saying that you're more than willing to open the door to negativity. If you step in a positive way and in a happy way, and stepping into excitement and joy for all the things that you do have, your home will flourish. And for some, I'm seeing like those the simmer pots, the Wiccan simmer pots. They're saying to you that maybe we get like witchcraft, but a simmer pot is not going to just give positive energy into a home. Like not all the time. Like you can't always be constantly doing spells to get things to do. Like you have to take some action, and I hate to say it, responsibility on your own to create that and step into that into a deeper level. And that's that masculine energy that they are talking about, is stepping into that masculine energy, taking the reins, doing it on your own, saying no, not taking shit from anybody, and being like no, like your father would say, like your parents would say, I said no. That is where Spirit has been coming in with those relationships, and I've been hearing about it for a little while. Because when we have, long story short, is when we have healed relationships in the, I don't want to say ideal perfect world, but if your parents were healed and could do those things, and it passes down through generations, your father would have provided. They would have stayed. It would have been an ideal family unit, or your mom would have been, maybe not exactly who she is, and different, more nurturing and caring, but you can do that for yourself now. And being an adult, like as I'm learning through the Saturn return, maybe for some of you who are watching this, you are in your Saturn return, or have been through your Saturn return, and realize this, that, that parental relationship now starts with you, because some of us are now our parents, and we got to embody that, because now it's meant to be balanced healthily between everybody, your spouse and you. You're meant to show that feminine energy to your child and to your significant other, your husband. Same thing if you're a masculine, same thing. If you have your wife, you're supposed to be able to do that, and everybody's different, and I get that. But when it's healed and you learn to do it for yourself, you can do it all the time and every time, and it's a beautiful thing, because I'm learning that, the same thing. So what else do we need to know? Harvest Witch. So once again, we talked about this in the beginning. This is about watering plants that are dying, crops that are dying, things in life that aren't working out, things in life that we've been putting way too much energy into where we're not seeing anything and it's just dying. We also have Toad. This is another symbol of transformation. Pumpkin spice and apple cider. Witch's Rosary. I am actually still learning this deck, pile number 1. Let me grab the guidebook here, and I'm just gonna read it real quick, and then we will I'm one of those people that buys so many decks and then I don't take the time to learn them all, and then I'm stuck with all these decks and I keep buying them. So this is very similar to more confirmation for what I said to you guys earlier with the 2 cards that fell out from the universe. So it's time to take a more feminine approach and laid back approach to getting your goals, pile number 1. And even though we may have, we're trying to maybe force it, we're not happy with the outcome, and trusting in the higher power to do it. So also too, I'm just going to read this last part, is this card could also be asking you to be aware of your situation. Perhaps more information is needed or something significant is about to occur that could drastically change your point of view. It would be unwise to make any decisions just yet. For now, accept what is, and more will soon be revealed. So that's for the Toad card. The pumpkin spice one, I haven't pulled, really. Oh, this is beautiful. I'm just going to read the first sentence because it resonates highly. Your higher self chose this card because there are hints from your past that hold answers to your future. So, once again, going back to the 2 of Wands, feeling confused and questioning your talents and strengths and seeing those things and trying to make a decision and going back to childhood and maybe enjoying the things and creativeness that you wanted to do for that. So this is beautiful too, because it says pumpkin spice and apple cider guides you to return to the past when you're searching for clues to your next steps. What did you enjoy as a child? What was your answer? Or answers when asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? And so taking small steps to lead that. And I think that that's beautiful. And I think that this is showing you guys that for some, and I'm getting the gist that there is something that's been dying in your life for a very, very long time. And it's time to just pick up where you left off from there. And once again, same thing. This Witch's Rosary, your higher self chose this card because it represents the long road to success that guides you to remain focused and intentional. And I talked about this earlier. So they're reminding you that you are not going to see immediate results, to sit back and wait. And I feel that for some of you, you want to get up and go because you're in a lot of pain and really want to gain that. But I think with this pile number 1, you're being called to go back to things that you loved to do as a child, that you loved to do, that brought you joy, and really seeing that they're saying to you that you're on the right path. And even though you're frustrated with not seeing results, just keep putting the work in, because there is work that needs to be done in order for that to in order for that to come through. We're going to grab some best practical actions for you to take, even though some of them were just names, but that's what I also feel with this pile pile number 1, you need to really take some time to yourself and really, I'm hearing for something about what you want and take action to do it. All right, so what else? What best practical actions can pile number 1 take? Try to find meaning in this situation. Create a budget and cut back on your expenses. We talked about this. Pile number 1. Find a mentor or be one. Beautiful. Forgive them if possible, and we talked about this. Pile number 1, you are ready to move up and out of an old way of living, and it is time for you to, I'm hearing, let go of the past, let go of your parents, let go of these old dynamics that don't define you anymore. I feel like you're being called for some into a new career path, and they're saying to you that you have to watch your expenses because you have a very keen eye for shiny things, but also you need to find something that has meaning and deep purpose in your life, and I think that this will definitely help you move forward with it. And I do think that you're able to, Spirit's telling me, work through your experiences to share with others and to help others through a lot of their pain. And I think that this is where I'm hearing counseling or maybe a career in advice or being like I'm even hearing for some a therapist would be really good. So I have one more card for you guys, and then we will take a look at the crystal. I'm going to pull from this deck. This is an Angels deck, and I don't have the name. I think it's Angelarium, and I forget the name of the author of this, but it'll be in the description box. And I want to get a message from one of these angels here for you as a parting gift to kind of help you, because I know this was deep. So which message do you have for pile number 1? And I flipped them over and I can see the name on the back, but okay, cool. Ow. I think this is Barkael, Angel of Pisces. She's beautiful. I know it's not what they really look like, but so beautiful energy. Pisces energy is all about creativeness, is all about divine oneness. They are very, very loving people. And I will say in that energy, Pisces energy can be very, it's a water sign. So, and I feel it's also either, but manipulative, play the martyr, and it's shadow energy, very spaced out, trying to disassociate. But there are things of disassociation that help us move through it. And I will say this is some of the most psychic signs, there's the water signs, and the most creative signs in the zodiac are going to be Pisces, Libra, and Leo. These are the most creative signs. So if you have any placements here, whether you have a Pisces sun or rising, Barkael is saying it's time to embrace your creativeness. And if you have a passion for writing, for music, for creating and doing these things, it's time for you to step into it and find the sense of duality in the love that it gives. Pisces also like feels everything. It's all the zodiac signs essentially, for some combined into one, or the aether and spirituality of the zodiac. And so just being in your own essence and in your own soul and listening to your soul with this. You guys have chosen the pile with the rose quartz crystal. This is about the heart chakra, opening up the heart chakra, about forgiving, moving from your place of your heart. And it's tough at times, especially when you're stuck in a negative space, but carry this around and hopefully it'll help open up and relieve some of that. So I hope this resonated with you, pile number 1. And until next time, namaste. Alrighty guys, pile number 2. You have chosen the Dream Visions Tarot with the Angel Aura crystal. I'm gonna throw it up here. I forgot to grab the last crystal. from the list pile. I messed up the name of this in the beginning of the video, so I think I said the Divine Tarot. This is actually the Dream Visions Tarot, so perfect. And then I have some other cards for us today. Look, as they're ready to jump out. So I have a big, nice long read for you, detailed read, so that way you guys can get some clarity that you need. If you have not listened to the introduction, please go back and watch it if you have some spare time. It would mean a lot. Just gives you an insight on me, who I am, and all that kind of fun stuff. And the disclaimers. So, fun thing is, I talk about how I own Atlas Vibration Spirituality. I do have a website. It'll be in the description box below. And you can subscribe to the emailing list so you don't miss out on any of the content that I make. And I try to do a monthly newsletter, and I'm working on trying to make a really good one. So there will be one out this month. I just haven't had the best creative idea to do it, so, and theme for it. So if you have any suggestions, please feel free to put it in the comment box below, because that would actually really help, because I want to know what you guys would like to learn about. And also, for those of you that like to do energy exchange, my Venmo and PayPal will be in the description box below, so just feel free to click on that if you guys would like to leave a tip. So tips are always appreciated. They're never expected. I just do these reads for free, and I know that there are some people who do like to compensate for it. So that's there for you guys. And social media. I try to put out content on social media as much as I can. In the introduction, I talk about how I'm in the middle of my Saturn return. So it's been a pretty busy, rough changes that I've been kind of going through. It hasn't hit specifically in my chart yet, but it's just been a lot of change for the last back end of this year. So yes, that'll be down there for you as well. If you're new to my channel, I love any cards that fall out are messages from the universe. So we're going to go over these, and then we will hop into your read. So what spirit messages do you need to know? Well, what messages from spirit do you need to know the most right now? Like, what do you need to know the most right now? Don't mind me, guys. I just had lunch, so I got a little energy to me. I had some food and some coffee. All right. Pile number 1 also had the Empress. It fell out too. So I will lift these up as I continue to do it. So I have the Empress upright, the 2 of Swords upright, and I have the 5 of Cups reversed. Okay, so pile number 2. There are a couple different messages coming in, so let's start with the first one. Some of you guys are quote-unquote, you may be literally pregnant, but have an idea that you are trying to create and birth, and you are moving on from I'm going to say a dark place, because that's where I was like, it feels very dark, especially with this 5 of Cups reversed card, because when it's upright, look how this entity is, or this person, I should say, I'm like entity, like it's a ghost. You could be ghost hunters, you could like watching ghost shows. I'm even particularly seeing Ghost Adventures with Zach Bagans, and so I'm hearing for some deep-rooted, it's a career change and that you're in between. I'm hearing for some that you may own a business and you're choosing between 2 different directions, and that this has been going on for some cycles here. And what I'm seeing too is you have other projects that you work on that like are kind of being cooked or incubated, or manifestations that you're working on, and for some reason you're having a very hard time transitioning. I feel like you're in 2 complete separate places where you're like, wow, one aspect or like area of your life is great, look at all this this color, this light, and then there's this darkness here, and the in-between is this 2 of Swords. And what the 2 of Swords means is you're between 2 choices and you have to use your intuition to do it. I'm even seeing somebody in your energy who has a very dark contour to their skin, like for makeup. I'm a makeup artist, so seeing her face that there's like a really dark contour. So this may be somebody in your energy field who has like really dark hair, and for some reason I don't know why, but as I was talking about it, even though this person does not have dark hair, you guys may also watch the Gem Goddess. I believe her real name is Leanna on YouTube as well. She's one of the top readers on YouTube, so something maybe to do with the Gem Goddess or Leanna. So don't know, but could be confirmation for some. You guys have a very long introduction today. So yes, the universe is very well aware of this, and even too for some, somebody in your family, I'm also seeing, like, who, not yet, there may be somebody who will be getting pregnant, or is pregnant, or will be with child, or just literally you're finding out that they're pregnant. So that's just something to think about and know, and maybe you've been trying to get pregnant for some time now, and it's just been very tough, and so you're maybe thinking about trying, I don't know if it's called IVF, I don't know what the term is, so yeah, but trying to decide, and I think that you're really heartbroken because I think that you really want a family, or you want that family life, and it's just been constant, pain, grief with the Five of Cups, sorrow, and this is kind of getting up and moving on from it, or sitting within it, and I feel it's kind of both, for both situations. So the universe is very well aware of messages, but they want you to know that the universe wants you to know that it's working with you. And I hate to say it like this, but you also are manifesting. So if you're having doubts, worries, and negative things, it's time to shift and transmute. But it's also, the universe is saying it will happen when it's meant to happen, because I'm hearing for some stability is a thing, and mentally you're so stressed out, and spirit is not, for some, going to put things in your path, like give you a child when you're in a very stressed out place in your life. They're not going to do that to you. And also, like, stressed out too, if you're stressed out, they're not going to put more work on you, so that way you can kind of figure out what you're doing. So the universe always has your back in some way, shape, or form. It's just the way that we look at it through perception. So we have the Ten of Cups upright. I like the start of this. The Page of Cups reverse. Lots of water energy. The Lovers upright. Oh, so far I'm liking the vibe of this pile number 2. Six of Swords reversed. Sorry guys if you're having trouble with the camera and it zooming in. I know it's probably the lighting from the window. As I said, like, you'll see, like, I can tell it's like going in and out, but I left it like this so that way, because in the introduction I talk about what my purpose is and what I'm doing, and so there's not that much left of daylight here in the US. We just set the clocks back, even though we probably shouldn't fucking have to. But I want to enjoy the last few parts of daylight, and I really like watching as I do my reads, because I take breaks in between so I can really ground down for each pile, and I like to watch how the sun moves, and so I like to set it the mood for it. So this is why there's a lot of light in, and I think that with these messages that are coming through, I think we really need it. So Two of Pentacles upright. I lied. We got the Will Smith card with his head, like, with the and the Star reversed. Okay, so love the top half of this, but let's do the patterning as well. And I do have other cards, like I said, so all right. Water, water, air, air, earth, and air. No fire cards. And then we have one major arcana, two major arcana, and then we have one, we got a 10, a 6, another 6. The star is 17, and that equals out to 8. So our repeating numbers, and we have a court. So, and also I take the Lovers as people. Anytime in the tarot that there's like a card that embodies an actual, like, person, like the Emperor, the Lovers, like, it's people, like, I take those as people too, like the Magician. Unconditional love is a very big, or materialism. It can be big depending on it, but I feel this is more relationship wise. And with this, pile number 2. I feel like you're lost because there's 2 different dynamics going on here. And I feel that you're trying to, Spirit saying, and your guides, balance out your life and balance out your finances of the scales, almost like Libra, so you could have a Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising. You are trying to balance and bring this portion of these scales to a perfect and complete stability where it stays in a straight line all day, every day, forever, for the rest of your life. And Spirit is saying to you, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news because my stomach's dropping as I'm saying this, they're kind of going, this isn't how life works. And learning, and I think this is something that's going to trigger you a little bit, is learning those ups and downs throughout life. Because what I'm seeing is the universe and Spirit and everything they're saying to me, that you have been, I'm hearing disappointed, but with the 6 of Swords, we usually leave disappointing situations, and usually there's baggage left behind. And when it is reversed, this means that, we're maybe letting that baggage go, or we're really like going back to maybe give it another chance, and for us just to be disappointed again. And this also could indicate travel and leaving, but maybe not living up to your expectations or goals that you want to do. And so balance has been being called for a long time. And what I'm seeing is you want a happy family life. You're feeling very inspired. You're very caught up in your emotions, and almost very childlike emotions. And maybe for some, because you are without child or you're with child, and maybe for some it depends on the situation, that maybe you have just found out you're pregnant and this isn't initially what you intended, and maybe I'm feeling for very few that the father really is not present. Similar to pile number 1-ish with daddy issues. So if you feel that you've been working through that and trying to maybe find a partner, I would definitely check out pile number 1. With this though, you guys want this happy, ideal family life. And I just feel that you guys are not in this space where you feel that you can maneuver with this 2 of Pentacles card here. So the messages that Spirit needs you to understand the most with this, because the Lovers is also about decisions, okay? Sorry guys, give me 1 second. You can be happy outside of the ideals and realizations that you think of what your reality should be. And what that means is you can be happy, essentially more simple, doing certain things. And they're saying to me that sometimes clinging on to a partner and codependency has kind of showed up a little bit, and this is going to be a little triggering for you, pile number 2, but this is due to childhood wounds and needs, because you're finding that your needs aren't being met, maybe with your long-term partner or your happiness, and you've been coming around seeing the same person again and again and again, maybe in a different face, and it's caused you to feel that you cannot get a grip on it. And I feel that you're trying to tackle so many different dynamics in your life between finances. I feel that I'm hearing for some, like deep within your mind and in your gut, you're like realizing you're struggling financially. I think you also feel that people are spying on you, that I do believe that I feel that somebody is keeping an eye out on you in a manipulative way. Like, I don't want to make it seem so dramatic in that sense, because it's not. But they want you to I'm hearing that Spirit saying that some things that are left better unsaid, and that it's time for you to set this vibration of this low vibration and like that bar to set up higher, with the 10 of Cups, and seeing that you can be happy and live that happy life. And I think that the people that, you want, like deep within, I feel heavy Scorpio energy, because I feel a lot of anger. I feel a lot of like Scorpio duality of their energy, where it's controlling, possessive in the shadow, jealousy, but when it's in its light side, it's very creative. It accepts change. It accepts understanding that death is a part of life, because it's a very intense sign, and understanding that there are choices and things to be made, and that emotions can really show us where we want to go, and those deep emotions can show you where you want to be. And so I feel that this is a lot of things of leaving things behind. I feel that you give a lot of people second or third chances, or you give people a lot of things that open access to your energy. And so what they're saying to you is that, being aware of your choices to step into a partnership, and knowing that you're not lost, that the universe has your back, because once again, they're not going to give you things and put things on your plate that are going to make you feel overwhelmed, sad, broken. I'm even hearing I know bullshitted isn't a word, but people who are going to bullshit you, or where you're going to feel that you have to leave with baggage every single time. And they're calling for you to connect with yourself, because if you've been wondering why you've been alone, it's to essentially to figure out what you want, and to also put into your priorities right now where you want to go, because essentially you're directionless and wanting and filling that void of what you want with old things that don't fit it. And it's but the key thing to take from this is Spirit is saying, and the message that you need to understand the most, is that this is what you need to look at: the inner child that was emotionally manipulated, told you were needy, told that, whatever you needed wasn't given to you. And then you have these emotional outbursts, I hate to say it, like a child, and trying to get what you want. What part of that is, that you can give to yourself? And I talked about this in pile number 1, about reviewing that relationship in an ideal way of how a masculine energy and a feminine energy works together to bring to the table that part of you that is the healed mother wound and the healed father wound with the daddy issues. So I would say definitely check out pile number 1, so that way you can bring that, because this seems like a very feminine mother wound where you asked for what you needed and you didn't get it, and you had to leave with baggage, or you had to physically get up and leave, and then you'd go back, and then things are difficult, and it's really creating issues for you in your relationships, because you want healthy relationships, you want happiness, you want children. And I don't want to sound negative, but Spirit saying they're not going to give this to you. I don't want to be like that father energy, but maybe this is how you need to hear it until you are ready, and until you are, I hate to say it, stable, grounded, to be able to prioritize things. And I'm not trying to sit here and sound degrading. This is just how it's coming through, but also prioritizing. I do think that for some, there's very low-key, I think that you feel that maybe somebody may like you, and it's true. I do feel that, it's kind of this low-key, thing that you wonder, and you're it hits you, you see the signs, and you're I think this person likes me. It's confirmation, yes, that they do like you. What else? I feel this card, I don't know why the Lover's card, it pulled up, happy, but also negative at the same time. I feel that for some, you may have a partner that, kind of, I don't want to say ghosted, but disappeared on you, where you were ready to connect and this person was no, I gotta go. And I'm seeing this reminds me, actually, you could be Naruto fans, of Sasuke and Sakura, from them and their storyline, and seeing that in Boruto, the next generation, Sasuke is really not around. He's trying to atone for his actions. So this could be somebody who is gone a long time on missions, years, or that's what Sasuke was doing, missions and months, and doesn't come home. And Sakura kind of stays home, takes care of their child, and works through that. So it's something that maybe that this partner, or you have a partner that does that, and you're trying to have a happy family life and working through that and realizing the stability of a family. So yes, but this is more Spirit saying to essentially get your priorities straight and balance out to some of your financial things. What else do they need you to know? Milk and honey. This is very similar to the Ten of Cups card, and it's funny, it's going right next to it. Higher power. Chaos and conflict. TikTok. Oh, that sounded exactly like from Catching Fire, Wireless, where she was like, TikTok. I'm reading that, actually. So Catching Fire may mean something to you. Hunger Games. So here we are, pile number 2. Pile number 2, and I hate to say it like this, but not that you have to take care of yourself, but it's time for you to step into your own happiness and not sitting in that negative energy. It is okay for you to do things that bring you enjoyment and happiness, and to live in that enjoyment and happiness in your everyday life. And the only thing that I'm feeling is, like, I was just thinking about this before I actually sat down, and there were some aspects of my childhood that randomly came up. And I'm going to be real and kind of vulnerable with you guys, because I feel like you need to hear this. I was always grounded as a child, and my grounding was never, like a normal child's, where they would take away the video game that I liked or whatever it was, for like a week. I used to be grounded at months at a time. And no TV, no phone, no music, no computer games, no electronics. I was only literally allowed to read, write, and color. And I had to, at some point, like, it changed, but I was only allowed to call family members on the phone. I wasn't allowed to call my friends. And I wasn't allowed to go outside at times. Like, you know, like, I grew up in a more strict household due to fears of one of my parents. And so I felt always negative energy from that parent, and it really gave me, I just never felt happy. I was always miserable. I always felt this parent's emotions. I felt like I was trapped, and so I never was happy with anything that I was doing, and my happiness was always taken away from me when I would go out and do things. And so this is essentially what is happening. Even if it was something like when I got off of, like, being grounded, I would like, I would still not enjoy and go out and fully enjoy my experience, because it was just heaviness all the time. And so Spirit is saying to you that it's okay for you to enjoy the little things in life, even if that means it's taking a bath with some salts, Epsom salts, and relaxing and just fully enjoying your time. And I think that you're going through and healing this. And so I'm going to say this, I'm proud of you, pile number 2, because you've gotten this far. You've gotten this far to where you're understanding and seeing that it's coming up. Not necessarily yet that maybe it's a problem that needs to be fixed, and it might initiate this with me saying it, but it's time for you to enjoy the little things in life and not to be so bogged down by it. And it's time for you to feel that pain through. And this is probably why Scorpio is coming up. So some Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising. With the higher power for number 4, which is a stability, seems to be a theme right now. But when I pulled it, I felt that you're realizing and maybe awakening to see that there is a higher power, there is a universe. Maybe you're not as spiritual as maybe some, like I'm seeing like a guru, or maybe the gem goddess, like as Leanna, or even, I don't want to say, like some are even saying myself, if you've been following me for a while. You know, it took me a while to get where I'm at, but understanding that there is a universe, that there is a higher power, that there are things, and you're seeing that things with chaos and conflict, that things are not kind of always as they seemed, and seeing that things are being kind of like band-aids and ideals and Piscean energy, where the rose-colored glasses are kind of coming off to see where things are really at. And so understanding there is a higher power, that once it does make sense to me now while I was saying the universe, and and seeing that, because you're starting to awaken to understand that this is how the universe actually works. And the universe, they're telling me explain it fairly quickly, that the universe is here to give us what we want, because it's a masculine and feminine energy. It's more feminine energy, being that it gives what we want. And so I find that how it's created is, it is created to give us what we want. But we're so constructed in a society where we want it now, and fast, that we don't want to wait patiently for it and wait for the right time, wait for it to give us what it is. And the universe knows, like, when we're ready for it and when we're not, and it protects us from it, and it doesn't give it to us at the right time. So that's that masculine energy of being like, you got to learn your lessons in order to get it and fix your mindsets. And so That's how the universe works. It's created to give you what you want. And think back to all the times that you did get what you wanted. So it's just a matter of this card here of timing. And so you're seeing that things are not as they seem. You're being stripped down. You're seeing that the ideals, the things that you believe in, that it's not exactly what you thought that it was. You're probably awakening right now and seeing that, that you may have to put in some work to actually get this done and to see change. But you guys are on a time clock or a biological time clock that you're trying to, I'm hearing, essentially control time. And I understand, because I try to do the same shit at times when I'm when I want things done a certain time, and you're thinking that, you ran out of time. I'm hearing Paramore's song, Running Out of Time, so maybe you guys are always late. I see an Alice in Wonderland thing too, could be Alice in Wonderland fans. But this is essentially, it'll be given to you at the right time, but also understanding that I'm hearing biological clock or, timing. They're not going to give things to you if you're stressed out to put more on your plate. That's just not how it's going to work. I hate to say it like that, but that's what Spirit kind of wants you to see here. And that, it'll be here at the right time and you're not running out of time. Time is infinite. You're essentially your whole life. And things have different ways of outcomes of coming. So just kind of, I don't want to say relax, but take the time to purge what needs to be purged. Let's see what else. This deck I'm learning. So, corn maze. Straw bale. Crow. And coven. Let me grab the guidebook here. Because some of them I know, and some of them I'm like, I just need a refresher. All right. So I'm sorry, pile number 2. I know that I'm probably going to give you some information right now that may not be as positive and exciting as you maybe have wanted to hear at the moment. And I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like you're settling for less right now, and I feel that, I don't want to say this not meanly or negatively, but there's a lot of work that is required to be put in to get what it is that you were truly trying to receive. Give me 1 second too. Okay. So, for some, I'm going to be real with you on this. With this corn maze card, this means it says in the book that this is a definite no, that you are not on the right path at the moment. And so this is why you're being brought back to the beginning. And I don't think it's a coincidence that there's 2 new moons on here, on these cards. And what this is telling me, pile number 2, is you're being brought back to the beginning. And with this crow card too, these are messages coming up in the next few days. And also with the straw bale card, it all kind of comes together. you feel like you're being knocked down because you're not on the right path, and things keep coming up to kind of knock you down, because there's something that needs to be paid attention to, kind of, I hate to say it, immediately. And you need to dream bigger, because once again, you're settling for less and trying to force things to fit that don't want to fit right now. And essentially with Coven, this is about being together with people and like-minded people. I don't think that you're around the like-minded and the right people to get you to where you need to be. And this is kind of touching on what's happening. So it is time for you to go back to the beginning, to create all over again, to build up, and do not settle for less, and go after your dreams the right way. I feel that you will get a message though. Usually the sign is like a warning or something's coming that you may need to take care of in regard to what it is that you want, but it will be coming within the next maybe few days or so, or a message you may get. So just a literal fair warning that something is coming up for you to essentially take care of, but also to listen to your intuition about what it is that you need to do next. And that means sitting down and listening to your soul and listening to the truth when it comes up. All right, let's do these. What is the best practical action for you guys to take right now? Just so that way we can prioritize your mental health. So a lot of the reasons why you're probably not getting any downloads or hearing anything, or don't know what to do, and you keep thinking in circles, is because you just keep thinking. Our mind is like a radio wave. If the radio's on constantly, we don't really actually sometimes listen or see like in a full awareness of what's going on. So prioritize your mental health, because I feel that this will call for a lot of deep change, seeing what needs to go, seeing what needs to be like thrown out, and people. And so once again, priorities is a big thing. What else? Find a new hobby or revisit an old one. So yes, you're being called right now to definitely take some time to relax, to do something that you enjoy, to kind of help clear your mind and keep you out of this, I'm hearing, for some, like a manic state for some. Stop checking their social media. So this may have been you with this Two of Pentacles card. It could be vice versa. So maybe you're looking at somebody's social media, or maybe it's just time to stop looking at social media. I personally believe that social media nowadays, back in the day, it was fun when I was a kid, but I don't think there's anything positive about it anymore. It's a lot of marketing. And a lot of the people that you probably do follow, you don't see anymore, and you don't really care probably about what's essentially going on. It's one thing if like you have a business and you want to help other businesses and seeing like that kind of thing, that's one thing. But when it's negative and we're spying on people, or somebody spying on us, that's when it's time to prioritize your mental health. Block them, or don't go on as often. Sorry if you hear Mr. Finfin barking. That's my furry nephew. Last but not least, we have cry if you need to. Pile number 2, it is okay to get upset about the things that happened to you as a child, that your experience is not, not non-existent. Things happen to you, and I'm hearing it's not as bad as somebody else's life, or as bad as somebody else who may have been physically traumatized. But yes, you're still a person, and you still have an experience. And your experience matters, because your soul, it's going to record this into the Akashic records. And essentially it matters. So it's okay to feel upset if you need to feel upset, and take care of yourself when you need to, and enjoy your time, and not be so caught up in everybody else's crap. Last but not least, I'm going to pull an Angel's card for you for guidance from the Angelarium, one of their decks. I don't know if they make this anymore, but let's see which angel. We got 2 immediately. I was like, which angel? And it comes out. We have Fanuel, and we have, I cannot pronounce this. She is going in and saying, Shatael. Or Shatael. Beautiful. She is the angel of silence, and Fanuel is the angel of truth. And this fits our read very very, very perfectly. This goes into what I just told you about your experience. They're saying that he is saying that, you know, your experience is truth. It does mean something, and to look at the truth in your life and seeing that. And Shtael is saying too, to sit in silence. It's okay to sit in the winter phase of your life, because those dark times, even for me, they're giving me this message too, that it's okay to sit in silence, and it's okay to not give an answer if there is not an answer needed, she's saying. And it's okay to step into love and the love of silence, to embrace what's around you, and to embrace, and Faniel saying, the truth around the existence of this planet and the existence of what brings us joy and happiness. I love the snow. So I love this card here. So let's grab the crystal. You guys had a long read today. Angel Aura fits perfectly to an extent. This is about spirit guides opening up to spirituality and really embracing the higher perspectives of life. This is a clear quartz crystal infused with gold. So this what gives it that property. And gold is a very powerful alchemical tool. And I highly suggest carrying this around so you can get in touch more with the spirituality and understanding the rhythms of life. And I highly do suggest subscribing to my channel, especially if you're learning about things, because I do put out like other things too to help you guys manifest and all those things. And I hope that, you know, you guys can continue on your journey and see the darker parts of life to bring you to the light. So I hope that this read resonated with you. And until next time, my friends, namaste. All right, pile number 3. You have chosen the Mermaid Tarot with the citrine crystal. I'm going to put this up here. And I always find it so interesting that this deck in particular always has like this yellowish, like orangish color to match this deck. So if you guys have watched my reads before, you guys know, you could probably see, I think it's usually orange calcite that likes to do, or calcite. If you have not seen the introduction, I highly suggest going back to take a look at it or listen to it. Listen to the disclaimers that I put in there, and also to see a little bit more about me, the business, and why I choose to do these reads, and my purpose here, so you can get a little bit of an idea of not necessarily how I read, but the meaning behind it, I should say. So I do own Atlas Vibration Spirituality, and I do have an emailing list, so that way I can send you guys out newsletters and things like that. And I've been working on it, and it has always been a struggle for me, and I'm just being open and honest with you guys, because I don't know what content you guys would like to hear about. I want to do something that's good, that's interesting, not only for you guys, but also for me to write as well, as I build that. But, so definitely subscribe. I'll be putting out a newsletter, hopefully sometime within the next few days. I'm filming this early. Well, actually, like, kind of, like, mid-ish November, like, kind of 2 weeks in. But feel free to do that. And then also, to energy exchange. For those of you that like to show gratitude and exchange for the read, I do these for free. So my Venmo and PayPal will be listed down below. Feel free to leave a tip. I would more than glad to do that with you guys, and tips are always appreciated, never expected, so I don't expect anything from you guys at all, just for watching this. But if you'd like to donate, it's there. And then I think I have an Amazon wish list. I forgot to say that for the last 2 piles too, if you just want to donate a deck to the channel so you can see it on here. That's cool too. The social media aspect of Atlas Vibrations, I left that all in the description box as well. I try to do different content for you guys, and I just will be honest, I talk about it more in the intro, but I'm in the middle, well, not in the middle, but currently in my Saturn return, as it just went direct, and it'll be making its placement soon into the actual spot of my chart. So it's been a little hectic on my end. I want to do more for you guys. I'm trying to get there, but hopefully soon I can give you guys more content. So trying to just make some big changes in my life. So let's hop into this read. So what is it that you need to know the most right now? according to spirits and your ancestors and guides. Oh, messages from the universe. Every pile has gotten them, and we got 2 people here. All right. Awesome. All right. King of Pentacles upright, and I also have, the Queen of Pentacles reversed. So 2 things. You guys have recently either found out a person you are dating has either been talking to other people, and this person, usually I take this as a husband and wife, serious commitment card, for it to come out these 2, this is crazy to me. But with these 2 cards, I'm seeing that either you've learned that somebody has a wife or a significant other, or that they are talking to multiple women or multiple feminine energies or multiple partners, whether it's vice versa, or maybe this is you, that you have been talking to multiple people, or maybe you're looking for something serious. Just take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But I think for some that you've realized that this person, whoever this person is, has made you feel like this third party, if it's a third party situation, has made you feel really insecure with who you are. And seeing for some that maybe you do want a long-term partner, maybe you guys have been dating, maybe you guys have been talking to other people. Essentially finding, though, that you want the right partner for you. But I think that even for some of you, you're looking at a partner, maybe a certain celebrity couple or a couple that you know in real life. And for some, I'm seeing the facade of their relationship is falling apart and seeing that it's not necessarily what you thought that it was, like this Piscean energy of the rose-colored glasses coming off, and seeing that this relationship was not what it was, and also seeing that like your idea of love has been misconstrued that way. But it's also made you see that, you know, maybe you want that kind of relationship. You've been looking at this couple as your ideal couple of who to be, and seeing that. With the Queen of Pentacles reversed, though, these are 2 dynamics within ourselves that we have to learn, that we have to be able to provide for ourselves, be stable within ourselves, and seeing that on the feminine side, have to be able to take care of ourselves. And so this is usually people and also aspects of ourselves that we need to. But those were the first 2, but I think that you may have learned for some of you that the person that you're actually dating or even seeing, or they maybe have recently, they got engaged or something, or but that they have like a serious partner, or they're married and they're divorcing their partner, or you learned that they were like married and getting divorced, like finding out that there was a long-term partner involved in this relationship, and it's kind of taking you for a loop here. All right, so let's see what else is going on for you, pile number 3. Are you pile number 3 or pile number 4? You're pile number 3. Sorry, I've been getting the piles mixed up all day. All right, so we have the 9 of Cups upright. Beautiful. Beautiful. I have the Knight of Swords upright. I love this deck because it's so different in the colors and everything. Ooh, the 2 of Cups. Okay, upright. Okay, pile number 3. Okay. Temperance. Wow. Okay. I think some of you may be going through a separation from a twin flame or something, and your twin flame's involved with this. I think that might be the situation. 5 of Cups reversed. Pile number 2 got this as well as part of one of their pulls from the universe. 4 of Wands reversed. Sorry about the lighting, guys. I normally do leave sorry about that. I usually do like have a light, but today I really wanted to embody the fall weather and enjoy the sunlight that we do get here, because we just turned the clocks back. So yes, I actually was only gonna do 3, and I'm gonna put Temperance down here. And I think that pile number 2, you guys got an extra card in the thing because I think I did 4 instead of 3 because I was trying to make this short, but I could be wrong. So, all right, cool. So we're just going to take these 6 cards, and then I have more cards for you, and I'm going to pull that. So you guys only have one major arcana card, which is, in some ways it's good, but also at the same time it's very a lot of change, something that your soul signed up for, a lesson that you guys are learning. And with the patterning of this spread, everything else is minor arcana, but I have a 9, a Knight, a 2, a 5, a 4, and then Temperance is 14, so that's a 5. So the 2 numbers here mainly are 5, and this is change. So you guys are going through some change. You guys have a lot of people, and I'm being honest, you have a lot of people in your fields, like in your energy field, that you're maybe somebody who's very, I'm hearing gregarious. I'm seeing like I see the word Capricorn with a sword, so I don't know if that means something for somebody, but I see air signs. So Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, same with Libra or Gemini. Very air energy, very, I would say open, fun, charming. I see like a Knight of Wands energy here. So very open, very, I would say fun to talk to have a good time with. Even Sagittarius. You could be a Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So pile number 3. You like to talk to a lot of different people. And you guys have been questioning your stability about your relationships in your life, where you want to create this Libra energy like balance in your life. And I think that you guys are very intellectual. I think that you guys really are upbeat. You're positive. I feel such a positive energy. I think you guys are the most positive pile I've had so far. I still have one more pile to go through. But you guys are very open. You love to, I would say, enjoy life. Maybe you haven't been enjoying it so much with with these messages and what's kind of happening now, as I'm seeing that you're talking to a lot of people, you're finding balance, you're making your wishes come true, you're taking action, and maybe not planned action, I should say. You're very somebody who likes to move forward and doesn't really think before they do things when it comes to certain things, and maybe trying to find the right partner. And maybe you have gone through a recent separation or divorce, possibly. And I also saw with those cards too that maybe you thought you found the right partner, or you found your long-term partner, but it didn't work out. Maybe you were dating for like 3-4, I'm even seeing 6 months, and it just didn't hit the ground running like you tried. Maybe somebody got hurt in the process. So I also see for you, pile number 3, that you maybe have been getting into witchcraft, or you've been thinking about getting some, or have gotten spiritual advice. Maybe you're somebody who's on Keen a lot, or somebody who's been watching, hearing a lot of lives, like TikTok lives, or getting information from a high priestess kind of energy that is very spiritual, or you've been getting a lot of spiritual advice recently about how to become a spiritual guru, and also trying to find this perfect blend and balance within your life while trying to get up and move on from it. You guys are also very attached to a pet. I will say that too. You're very attached to a pet. For some, and maybe that pet is sick, and maybe that pet has showed you some love in a lot of times, and maybe you haven't been feeling so well, and you've been kind of attaching yourself to the pet, or really enjoying or trying to enjoy the time that you have with your pet too. So the messages that you need to hear from the universe right now, pile number 3. I hear this sincerely. Your person is coming. Like, I hear that. Normally, I don't like to do that kind of stuff, but you have been through, with this Temperance card, the Wisdom card, they're letting you know that you need to hear right now is that you do need to essentially, it might be a little triggering, focus on yourself. You've been working on some kind of Sagittarian project where you're gaining wisdom, becoming a teacher, maybe learning some alchemy, but it's also they want you to understand that there is this dark aspect of yourself, and what you need to know in that is that you do have to process your pain instead of shooting forward, moving forward, maybe talking to this Knight of Swords person or being the Knight of Swords. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, because you could be talking to somebody who is very gung-ho, moves forward, quick to action, enjoying the time. Swords energy is just quick, quick, quick. It's the quickest energy out of all of the minor arcana elements, or all of the elements, and it does not sometimes think before they do things. Like they kind of just go off with the ideas that they have and continue that endless route. And so you have a lot of good manifestations coming in. I feel like you've gotten a lot of wishes, and I feel that maybe you've been talking to a lot of people with manifesting people. You've been maybe going out, having a good time, or even seeing within your gut, like with your happiness, that it's time for you to do this. And what they want you to know the most right now is that you do have to process this pain from an old relationship and grieve those parts of the relationship that do not serve you anymore, instead of going out and kind of like picking in the pile and being like, okay, well, I like this quality about this person, and I want to enjoy my time with this person, and we're going to go and waste some time. We're going to go out and have some drinks, but this is where it's bothering you, because you're not seeing any long-term revenue. You're not seeing any long-term commitment, because you were still kind of grieving a process within yourself. And I think this person may have been your twin flame. This person may have been somebody who you had a deep, deep connection and a deep love with, and it's been hard for you to get over that hump or that place to get where you want to be. And I see that you're making connections with people where they're telling you that you're making connections and respecting connections, and I feel that maybe too, that you're meeting people like who you take what resonates and kind of maybe flip it vice versa. But I feel that you are very eccentric, or you're somebody who's very, very different, and you question whether or not this person could actually like you. Because look, I get such Little Mermaid vibes. We got the mermaid who lives in the ocean, and we got Prince Eric in the boat, who is human. And essentially, with the Two of Cups, this is about two people who like each other. They mutually like each other. They respect each other. They're very, getting to know each other on a very personal, I wouldn't say like super deep level, but a very personal level about like interests. So you're meeting people and talking to people who do maybe have those like interests, but Spirit is saying that you do need to keep this in mind. Morals and values, and they're showing me the depths of the ocean. Can they fit into that part of your life, into the depths of the ocean within that? And I feel that you're somebody that likes to take off running when it comes like with this Knight of Swords card, that you really like people, you want to see people, you're like, yeah, this is the one, and then all of a sudden it's like, bam, Five of Cups pain again, and trying to get up and move on from all of this deep pain, and seeing that this person is maybe not this person that you like. It's not this person that makes you feel like it brings your heart and balance and like this blending of two complete separate entities that come from two deep places. And Temperance is all about healing. So Spirit is saying to you that you have to not necessarily do your healing, but you have to sit in this energy and really shed and learn and take from what you've learned and grown from and apply it to your daily life. Sagittarius energy, I can tell you straight out, because I am a Sagittarius moon, so this is what really governs me, is Sagittarius, we learn, but then when it comes to actually implementing it into your daily life, like we can understand the concept, we can gain the wisdom, but when it goes to the next sign in Capricorn is about bringing that tangibility to it, doing the actual work. Fire signs are not the easiest to actually take action on what they want to do. Like they learn it and they're like, okay, they get these ideas, and then it's like actually doing it to put it in there. So that's important. And so I'm even seeing gambling. Gambling may mean something. And I'm also seeing too that I hate to say this, pile number 3, but you're lured very easily by people. Especially, I think for some, you may like older feminines or older women. You may get really, like, you may like gray hair or, like, really light blonde hair or, like, bleach blonde hair on people. and also are really turned on by like women who are in their like sexuality, or masculines in their sexuality, like really people who understand that. And Spirit is coming in to remind you, though, remind yourself of the emotional depth that this person can give you. If you want a deep connection, have to be reminded of the deep connection that it is, and also getting with that deeper connection with yourself. But I feel for you, pile number 3, because whoever this person is, you miss them very, very deeply, or you like them very, very much, and they may have broken your heart, and they're not that person, or maybe this is the person that you are looking for to have that deep connection with. But I feel that this person has your heart, and it's very hard for you to kind of, I'm hearing, let that go. And I feel for you on that. What else do you need to know? I also heard too that Spirit said you don't know how to appease this person. I feel like this person may be a Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. They're very free, and it boggles your mind on how they are so free, how they are so, I'm hearing, gifted, that they understand like something maybe they told you around the equinox, the autumn equinox, which was back in September. So something that they told you, and how they blended everything together, and how they can create their reality. Like, there's somebody who's very positive, has a strong light, and it really, I hate to say it, but their light kind of triggers you a little bit, because you don't know how to, I hate to say it, get them to lock down and ground down with you. And Spirit, and they're like, they like to just go off and do whatever they want, and it bothers you. And Spirit is saying to you, I hate to say it, that might not be somebody who's for you. Because if you can't get them to, I don't want to say lock down, because Spirit is even saying like sad, like, and their higher self actually is coming in right now, wow, and saying that they don't want to be bogged down. They don't want to feel caged in their sadness there, and that it's more like, what, like, I hate to sound like a victim, but maybe this is who they are, and you're starting to see this, that like, why would you do this to me? Like, that's not something in who they are. They like to be free, they like to learn, they like to alchemize, they like to come and go as they please, and they're not somebody who's gonna be easily bogged down. And that's what they want to remind you. And I feel that that's maybe why you may be being protected from this person, because you may want to go in a different direction than this person. And I'm even hearing they're maybe even getting up ready to go. Like, maybe they told you they were moving, maybe they were told you that they were trying to work on themselves, and it was like, it bothered you. Essentially, you're being protected from that, essentially. And you love the way that they dress. Like, you're actually very physically attracted to this person. Like, I feel like you were like, this is my person. And Spirit is like, kind of like, like, think about, like, see what you're seeing. Like, look at these things that we just talked about, because it seems to me that there's some emotional depths there. And I don't think that this person feels, and I'm being honest, that you were right for them sometimes. Like, they question it, you know. And you guys actually may be friends. Like, I think that they may think that you, like, come and visit them and see them, and they don't know how you truly feel. So, keep that in mind. Yin! So this is feminine energy. Observer. Orphaned. And we have exchanging gifts. Pile number 3. You guys are my relationship pile. Okay. So, first things first, pile number 3. You guys are feminine at the heart. And I feel that you may be a masculine, or a gendered actual, like, maybe gendered or non-binary. I would say gendered. Sorry. I had too much coffee. Gendered man who is very feminine. And Spirit wants you to step into that. I feel that this person, like, triggers your masculinity. Like, they trigger you to step up into that masculine energy, and they try to, like, they make you feel sometimes you got to be, like, better than them or overpower them, and they're saying that is not somebody for you. You are somebody that's calling for you to be somebody who you are not. And they're saying to you that you may really need a very, very soft, feminine partner who's really, like, I hate to say it, like, maybe touchy-feely, like, their love language is physical touch. Maybe your love language is physical touch, and you do want to be physically touched and have a deeper emotional connection, where this person is more, like, masculine in energy, and when it comes to that. Observer. So one thing that I'm hearing is you guys need to manifest your right partner, but also knowing what it is that you want, and also observing, seeing that you do have options, and seeing like all the different things and patterns. Like, they really want you to stay essentially grounded in your situation, so you can kind of see what's going on, so you can observe the people around you, find the right person for you. And I hate to say it, but they're saying they're not just gonna, like, it's not just gonna fall into your lap. There's some work that needs to be done, and I've actually been saying this for all three piles, that the work needs to be done and put in to make the changes. So once you get to that point, but they're saying, like, they're saying not date around, but like look at the qualities and the people that you like about them, what you don't like about them, what you need more, what you feel that, you can give. And so we're going to get into these because it kind of goes. So pile number 3, I am sorry, but you have an abandonment wound. And I think that there may have been somebody who I'm hearing you were friends with, where you may have felt like you abandoned, or they felt like you abandoned them, or there is a deep wound within you, where you felt that you were abandoned and you were left by maybe this partner. And also realizing too, side note, sorry, that you guys may want to go on vacation, like to a hot place. Like, maybe that's something that's kind of coming up, but it's time for you to start celebrating your own personal wins, and seeing that, like, I'm seeing these cards together now with this light here, with the beautiful visions and like the colors, and where this one's like, I hate to say it, like dark and dingy and sad, where this is a very deep child abandonment wound, where you were left by yourself a lot, and maybe a partner abandoned you when you wanted to do things and your needs weren't met and those kinds of things. So that's where you need to work through that. And seeing too, exchanging gifts, right? This is equal give and take. So if you feel like you're the one who's always giving, that's not a relationship for you either. It's not. And also seeing that maybe they take, but also seeing too that it needs to be balanced. And so also too, keep in mind is what you give out is what you receive. So I'm seeing that you may have left somebody, I'm hearing, on red. You left somebody on like, you maybe, I'm hearing, stiff them money, or maybe even left them alone, like you stood them up. And so that's kind of something too, that like, they're showing like what you give is what you get back. And I'm not trying to be like mean and say, and maybe I'm getting like, I'm sorry, pile 3, I'm getting like an angry feeling in my chest. Well, this person did this, and like, I had to do what was best for me, and that's fine. But I always say, when it comes to Libra, because what we talked about, Libra energy and finding balance earlier, is every action has a consequence in some ways, good or bad. It has a reaction, whether it's good or it's bad. So whatever choice you make, there's always going to be a reaction for it, and that's out of our control. So essentially, that's just something to think about, and paying attention to those soft signs as well. Let's see. Let's grab these. What else do we need to? What is a must? What must you know at this time that you need the most? I do like your energy, pile number 3. Positive, upbeat, not always grounded, but hey, all of us are never really grounded. It's truly sometimes. Okay. Firesighter. I'm still learning this deck, so grieving with the Orphan, the 5 of Cups reversed, yeah. Yeah, ooh. Queen of the Dead. Harvest Witch. Pile number 1 got it too. Very fitting. Very, very fitting. I have to actually read about Firesighter, because, like I said, I'm still reading, or I'm learning. Yep. Okay. So this card, Firesider, this is more confirmation for you, pile number 3, that Firesider is all about manifesting. And I think that this is something that I feel that you guys would really benefit from. I have a manifestation course, but I'm going to just kind of give you the gist. When you put out into the universe what you want, and we talked about this earlier in the read, it's not just going to fall into your lap. You have to put the work in to do it, and that means healing. That means making changes in your daily routines, as I'm learning with my Saturn return. Making time for those things. And I don't want to sound rude. I'm hearing not acting like a child, so maybe that means you want a mature partnership. So that means that you have to act mature yourself. And so that comes with a lot of healing. And so what's happening is you're grieving a past relationship, or grieving a parental loss, or grieving some kind of loss that you had. And grieving is something that I learned in, like, back in college, death, dying, and bereavement, where we all grieve a different way, but we need to essentially feel it and allow it to run its course, just like anything else. And essentially, sometimes even if you gotta cry so you can't cry no more, like, that's a part of the process. And I found that when I allowed that to fully come through, and I let myself to heal and realize the pain and what it caused me, and I thought it through, and I even told myself so many times how I felt about it, and finally decided to take action to change things, is when I saw that I began to come more into alignment with what it was that I was looking for. But I have to be the one to make the change. I have to be the one to cut the people off. I have to be the one to say no. Like, and I'm learning all this as I move through, those things. And so with Queen of the Dead, this is something I'm learning too. It's crazy how I always give advice on things that I actually learn right after. With Queen of the Dead, this is accepting the fact that you have a shadow side. And I'm talking shadow side, and, you're not always the good guy all the time. You may be bitchy, whiny, moaning, like, jealous, insecure. Like, we have all of these shadow sides where, like Sagittarius, like, we think that we know everything, and it comes to being that we don't. And even Virgo, like, shadow side, controlling, too analytical, too not seeing other people's points of view, like, those kinds of things. Being too organized and getting caught up in organizing. Like, those are shadow aspects. And I had to fully accept the other day, like, I believe in, obviously, laws of opposition. So, for example, I know that I can be the nicest person on the planet. I know I'm a very sweet person. I know that I'm a good person. I know that I'm a nice person. But I also can be a very, very mean person. I know that I can be. We all have good and bad within us, but it's the choices that we make that define who we are. And so if we continue to make decisions and be mean to others in that nasty shadow energy, then yes, that says to me that you can be probably a very mean person. You don't want to be around that person. And if you take action from that shadow side, so if you sabotage people due to jealousy, sabotage people, that, and I hate to say, we're all going to be the bad guy in somebody's story. So learning to accept that, this shadow energy is a part of who you are. And it's a part of understanding and loving yourself deeply enough to understand that you do have these aspects, that you are lovable no matter what, and embracing that shadow energy. Harvest Witch, this one is about dying crops, and when you plant crops, some of them die, and sometimes you plant something, and no matter what you do, you water it, you put it in a different light, it's just time to stop investing in a dying crop. And so once again, what I'm picking up with this card is, pile number 3, you give so much to this person, and they take, and I also feel that you're so giving. Like, I see a Piscean energy too. You are so giving. And look at this little fox in the background. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but it's all the way up at the top here. And with that, I feel like you'll even allow the fox to, like, steal your shit. It'll take all of your stuff if you allowed it to, because you're like, well, it's hungry too, and you're kind of like, no, like let's go back, to Dora, swipe or no swiping. Swipe or no swiping. So, yeah, like, that's part of it too. And maybe this person wears a lot of makeup, like, they wear, like, a lot of, like, heavy makeup, and there's really, like, they have a dark aura about them a little bit, and, like, they maybe have, like, a gothic look to them, this person that you like. But expressing, you know, and this person too, like, I'm seeing they're very, like, angsty. Like, they also may be a singer. I see that too. Like, this person may like to sing. And even though you feel that they may feel that they're empty inside, or they seem like they're empty inside, but they have a lot to them. And so maybe they have given you, like, a gift. Like, maybe they do give you really, like, thoughtful gifts. And I think this is what keeps you coming back. But I think that you guys, I hate to say it, like, and Spirit just keeps coming what you need to know. I don't think that you guys are a correct fit with this person and this Temperance card, because it's two different things. Like, I think that this person is very, I'm hearing, like, witchy and different and very, or this may be you, like, you may be the witchy person, you have somebody else who likes you who's not fitting in with you. Like, it could be vice versa. So definitely depends on the situation. But this person, they're very, very different. I feel that you live a very more relaxed lifestyle. This person's very, like, on the edge. Like, I see John Bender from The Breakfast Club, so they're more, like, angsty, honest, truthful, like, not giving a fuck, don't give a damn, like, I don't want to say gives a shit about other people's feelings, but just does whatever they want whenever they feel like it, and it's just not for you, you know? So take what resonates with that. Best practical action for you guys to take right now. Forgive yourself with that orphan card there. Plan a trip. What were we talking about? Look, plan a trip. Avoid stressful places, situations, or people. Distract yourself for a while. Okay. I feel like for some, you've told yourself that maybe you're going to it's time to take a break from dating. It's time to take a break from talking to too many people. Pile number 3, I'm going to be honest with you. Spirit is telling me, and what I'm feeling within my own gut too, is, I hate to say, I don't want to sound like, you know, jab to the gut, but you don't know how to let people go and let people who stress you out, like, not bother you, and not being able to cut that out of your life. You have to forgive yourself for all of the, I'm hearing, the damage done that you did in the past and where you've hurt yourself and other people, because I think that there was a situation where you really self-sabotaged and hurt yourself, and it ended up hurting other people in the process. And I think this is part of a deep wound that you're trying to work through. And I think that it is time for you guys to wipe your slate kind of clean, like wipe off whatever excess shit that doesn't need to stay there, and take some time to yourself. And I think that as you do other things, like, I think that it'll kind of come to you as you move in your daily life too. Spirit saying that you will find that your answers will come to you, because let's be real, I keep hearing in adult relationships, so maybe you're looking for something more mature, but in adult relationships, you know, you have to find somebody, Spirit saying, who works in your lifestyle. And I will be fair here, like, I've dated people where I worked in the morning, like, I would wake up and go to work at 6, and this person got done work at 8 o'clock, and I was going to bed at the time that, like, he was getting done work, and we couldn't see each other, and it was just, like, our schedules weren't mixing up, like, and there was other problems, but, like, the scheduling just did not work, and it was really, you know, those kinds of things, and seeing more of what the Spirit saying, like, what you need in your daily life. Like, I know that I need somebody who is very, very, like, because I'm very on the go, I need somebody who is very, very chill-ish, like, and can be that peace and calm when I come home. And that's the difference, like, between that. And you'll realize, like, hey, I actually really need somebody who wants to go out when I'm done work. Or, hey, like, I actually really would like somebody that I could, you know, I'm really tired all the time, who really likes enjoy sitting on the couch and watching TV with me. Like, we don't have to be doing something all the time. So those are those kinds of things to pay attention to in your life, too, and how it fits into your lifestyle and where you're growing. One last thing. I have a angel card for you that I'm going to pull. and see what advice this angel is going to give you. So, this is Asbiel, the angel of ruin. So what he is showing me is that pile number 3, I feel for you, because I feel like everything that you ever dreamed of, wanted, felt was destroyed as a child, maybe due to your sibling overstepping you, or due to a literal massacre, or chaos, and where it left everything, or maybe you were bullied as a child and your nice things were ruined, things were broken, things were, and so what Asbiel is saying, and I'm sorry this is triggering, you sit in the ashes and the dirt and the ruin of trying to essentially maybe rebuild what has been lost, and like the materials are just not there anymore, things are broken, you have to start over from new, you have to find maybe even a literal new location to rebuild and a more sustainable area to live, to have that. And so he's saying build from that ruin, build from all of those things that really drive you to rebuild and build from the bottom again, almost starting with nothing, but it's creating this beautiful blank canvas for you to actually see what you want and see what you can get out of it, So you guys have chosen the pile with the citrine crystal, and this is the solar plexus. So if you guys have been having stomach problems, if you guys have been feeling very tired, lethargic, like you can't wake up, I was like, oh God, like you can't wake up in the morning and you want to relax more, they're saying honor it, but also too, this is about confidence. This is about the energy in the body that is what drives us to be good at what we do and really gives us this push to do the physical things in our daily life that we need to get done. So if this is out of balance, bring it back to balance, use this crystal, do sound healing too, because you can look that up on YouTube. And even this, you could carry around the crystal as well. And citrine is also about money, so this is about bringing good luck and good fortune. I feel like you guys, because you didn't get anything about, like, there was no earth cards here, you guys are pretty good in your earthly reality. Like, normally I'll pick up, but maybe you guys are are good with your finances, or you need some luck with your finances, carry this around. So sorry the read was so long, but I hope that this resonated with you, and until next time, namaste. Alrighty, pile number 4, you have chosen the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot with the black onyx crystal. I'm going to put it up here and start shuffling a little bit here. If you guys have missed the introduction, please go back, take a look, just so you can see all of the disclaimers that I put in there. And yes, I own Atlas Vibration Spirituality. I do have a website, so it will be in the description box below. Feel free to subscribe to the emailing list. I want to send out a monthly newsletter for you guys. I plan on doing that within the next few days. I don't know when I'm going to upload this though, just being honest, but I'm trying to do one every month, and I want to create good content for you guys. And so if you have any topics that you would like me to cover during any of these monthly newsletters, just let me know. Put it in the comment box below. And then for energy exchange, I left my Venmo and PayPal and Amazon wishlist down below if you would like to leave a tip, donate to the, or donate a deck to the channel, so that way you could see some like new things here. But I always choose with my intuition either way, but still, just so we could get some new stuff here. And I know that I do these reads for free, but tips are always appreciated. They're never expected at all. So that's there for those who like to do that. And then social media, I've been trying to put out some stuff for you guys that as I've said in all the piles previous. I have just been dealing with my Saturn return, and things have just more things have needed to take my focus at this time. So just, I want to, it'll eventually happen, but I do put all different things on different social media platforms. So feel free to look at that in the description box as well. All right, pile number 4. What's going on? What are the messages that you need to know most at this time? Oh, we got one. A lot of these are falling out, but they're too many. All right, well, we got one. And then we'll hop in. I got other cards for you, and then we'll dive into that too. So sorry also if the this screen is kind of like blinking in and out. It's just due to the lighting is trying to adjust. I personally love the fall time, and if you, like I said, the introduction, feel free to go back, but I'm in a place where I'm trying to allow the sunlight to I'm trying to get as much sunlight as I can while it's still light outside, because here in the northern hemisphere we set the clocks back, and so I've been trying to honor that and get as much sunlight in as possible. And so that's why it's going to be going in and out a little bit if you guys actually sit down and watch. But I make these so that way you can put headphones in and just kind of go and listen at the same time. So you guys, with your universe message, I have the High Priestess. You guys got Sally. Okay, first of two things, Jean Grey from X-Men is coming in for some. That can mean something. Some of you have been wanting to dye your hair red, or like a deep red, or have contemplated it, and like I'm feeling with this deep red hair. Do it. It's a confirmation from Spirit for you to go through with that. And I'm just paying attention to this red hair. Love it. Also, some of you guys have, like, for some, you have a crush on somebody that you actually really like, very similar to pile number 3. And others of you, there is somebody who has a crush on you. Like, I'm getting a Jack and Sally feel that, like, maybe you guys feel mutually about each other, and this may be something for somebody. But being this is the High Priestess, this is all about the, I don't know why, but necromancy came into my head, and I don't know why, but that could be confirmation for somebody as well. I feel that for some of you guys, with this High Priestess card, essentially, once again, you like somebody, and with the High Priestess, this is usually about emotions. It's ruled by the moon, deep intuitive feelings, the occult in which we can't see, whatever the full moon illuminates, and the emotions that come with it. But I'm just being honest, there is somebody who has a big, like, if you're a masculine, I feel that there's a feminine who has a big crush on you, or if you're a gendered woman, I feel that or a gendered man, I'm sorry, there is a gendered woman who has a big crush on you. So that is just something to think about. But take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But I feel that some of you guys, too, with the universe are saying that you need to sage your space, or you're just getting into this, or stepping into the High Priestess of understanding the realms and doing the work that Sally does, where she, like, mixes the suit for Dr. Finkelstein, and also being able to be creative, sew herself back together, understanding the emotional depths, that sides of things that Jack did not see in the movie. So, and understanding that Christmas wasn't it, like there was disaster, like she was psychic all on her own. So you guys are stepping into maybe witchcraft, you maybe are the High Priestess, but just take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I wasn't picking up much more from that card, but all right, let's see what we got. We have the 9 of Presents reversed, which is the 9 of Pentacles in this deck. The Hierophant reversed. The Mayor. The Devil. You guys must be like big Nightmare Before Christmas fans. Oogie Boogie. 10 of Presents. Okay. 10 of Pentacles. King of Needles, reversed. Dr. Finkelstein. Ace of Needles. Another Sally hand here. Reversed. This deck is always darker. It has such a dark vibe, obviously, because it's Nightmare Before Christmas, but we have a 9, a 5, a 6, a 10, a king, a court, and an ace. Okay. No repeating numbers, but we do have 2 major arcana out of the 6. And then we have earth, air, and air. You guys are the only pile out of all the only pile that has gotten earth energy in there, like, fully. Every other pile has been lacking earth. Maybe the last pile, I think it was pile 2, they had an earth sign. But the other piles, like, they had 1 card, but you guys are the ones, you were my earth people. I was like, where are they? Like, what happened? So you guys don't have any water, you don't have any fire either. Very similar to pile 1, where it was just, like, fire and air. So you guys are very, very grounded. I'm also feeling that you guys really don't like change and are struggling with change at this time, because I have a 5 here. And what essentially I am picking up with this, for some reason, like, I know it sounds crazy and you're like, yeah, Demi, it's a Nightmare Before Christmas tarot deck, but you guys are worried about Christmas. I think that you guys are worried about, like, money, and I see that you guys are working through a new sense of tradition and are trying to come to terms with yourself and your own mind about where you want to be. And I feel that a lot of people have been I'm hearing bullying, or hearing, like, manipulating with their words, or haven't been the nicest to you when it comes to your words, and they've been very codependent on you, because let's be real here. Remember, one of my favorite parts of the movie is when the mayor here, he's literally like, Jack, he's like, I'm only an elected official, I can't make decisions on my own. Like, that was one of my favorite parts, and it really showed this darker side to these people. And so even with Oogie Boogie here with the devil, this is even saying to me that you're going through a very dark phase, or a deep phase, where you're trying to bust up and out of your reality to have things better. You're sitting in a very negative mindset, and also trying to see that you are essentially, like, worth more. And I think maybe for some, you may have kids and you're worrying if you can give them enough for Christmas, and seeing that maybe these traditions and how you go about these traditions are not the same, and you're redoing things your own way, and you're essentially trying to wrap your head around trying to make this something to change, because I feel like you guys are really, like, feeling anxiety almost. You could have a Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising about trying to make that change. And I think it's such a drastic change, and I'm seeing, like, a long timeline up until now, and it's been this really short period where you've made the change, and maybe it was, like, a long change coming up, because, like I said, our earth signs do not like change. Like, you have a Taurus, Capricorn, like I said, Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So even stellium, I hear, like, a Taurus stellium, any stellium really, Virgo stellium. And it's been very hard for you to, I'm hearing, to adjust, to see the darkness in your life, to speak up. I'm also seeing too about how it is that you feel, because maybe you are this King of Needles, and maybe you're the one who's trying to manipulate, like, other people to try and get people to understand where you're coming from. And so what you need to know at this time is, well, one, they're telling me that you need clarity. Like, you're so much, like, caught up that you need some clarity. But the thing is, go through with the changes that you need to make. I feel like you guys, I'm hearing, are very good with your money deep down. The Spirit's saying you let people scare you into these things, like, in like, these scenarios, and showing me that with the devil here, that these are people who, you know, you feel have kept you chained, or there's darkness and there's control and there's these top-down governments. That's what Capricorn energy is with the devil. That there's these negative energies that are people who don't have your best interest, that they just want to control and have things their way. And maybe they've also withheld material things from you, or threatened, like, hey, I'm not getting you a Christmas gift this year if you don't show up. Hey, I'm not giving you anything if you don't do this. Or even still, they'll be like, oh, well, maybe even finances. Oh, you have enough money to do so, but why are you not? You make enough money. Why are you being so cheap? Like, it's one of those things where you're kind of like, I'm hearing goals. You have goals. The Ten of Cups is also, Pentacles is about family. So this could be family life and enjoying the wealth and abundance. And because these people are willing to, I'm hearing, give wealth, and they're greedy and they want more, and you're somebody who doesn't do things traditionally, Spirit is saying that it's okay for you to withhold your communication. It's okay for you to, I'm even hearing counseling, like, for you to say, hey, this relationship isn't working out due to the way that you verbally attacked me, due to the way that you verbally abused me, and due to the fact that you just keep doing this. So we're going to need to go into therapy to have this mediated. Hey, if you continue to, do these things, and it's also, they're saying to you, it's time for you to step into your self-worth. And I think that your self-esteem has been so low for so long, that it's been within you, that it's been so quiet, that you've been afraid to speak up, afraid to make the changes, because it's not out of the norm. For some of you, somebody around you, or maybe a family member, somebody has just gotten surgery or needed stitches, and I'm hearing we're out of commission for a little bit, and there was a darker side shown about this person where they were very just nasty, mean, wanted you to do things their way when you were just trying to do things out of the kindness of your heart. But here's the thing. Spirit is saying with the Devil, we are never, ever, ever attached. We choose to stay. We think that we're attached. We think that we have this illusion over us, and it's not essentially the truth. And it's hard to walk away because it tells us that you gotta, I hate to say it, stand up to the bully. And essentially, let's be real, like, I've learned over the years that sometimes, the only way that people hold control over you is if you allow it to still be that way, and you don't step into your energy to say, hey, this masculine energy, to be like, hey, no. And I know it's not like an earth sign they're all feminine signs. So earth sign not wanting to, especially if you have a Virgo rising, like sun, moon, or rising, they don't like conflict. So not wanting conflict, being really hard to step up and say, hey, no, I don't want to do this, being like, hey, no, I don't think so, hey, no, I don't. So, and Spirit's saying to me, they're saying, like, you wonder why you're having trouble getting to this happy place is because, I'm sorry, pile number 4, but you have trouble saying no. And you have trouble sticking to, and even if you do, I'm hearing I do, but then they still overstep, and that's when you got to kind of step in and be like, I'm not taking your shit. I'm not doing this. I said no the first time. And it's probably caused some issues here. And it's also caused you to not see the truth. I feel like you guys are working through things where you're trying not to be gaslit anymore. And these people still want to grip and control you, and it's time to break away from that. And that's what I'm seeing with this. And maybe I'm even seeing poison, like, that's funny, because in this, in Nightmare Before Christmas, she poisons Dr. Finkelstein. So maybe you guys have been poisoned for so long. Maybe they were feeding you, like, I'm even seeing, like, maybe you were drugged as a child, and I hate to say that, you're realizing that your family may have, like, given you Benadryl just to knock you out, so that way you didn't get up, like, you were just tired and you didn't do things, or they tried to keep you from doing things that you wanted to do, or told you that, I'm hearing, like, false medical histories, like, where they were telling you had problems and you didn't have problems, and you're realizing that it's just so negative and, like, top-down control that you're like, I need to do things essentially my own way. And you're seeing how needy people are, how attached they are, how they don't have self-worth, where you're not living your best life. I feel for you, pile number 4, because this is kind of heavy. So let's see what else you need to know. Regeneration. Ooh. Peace. I like that these are more positive. The Fates. New life. These are beautiful, pile number 4. Beautiful. I love that this came out for you, and I genuinely mean that, because you need this. Okay. Regeneration. It's time to grow from the turmoil. Pile number 4, you're growing in the right direction, and you're literally going in the right direction. I don't see anything here anymore, and realizing it's just letting go of all these dark things that once held you back in your mind, and taking that physical implementation and stepping into that Capricorn energy of taking action to do what you need to do and get it done. It's beautiful, because you have come such a long way and you're still continuing to grow. I see that you have rooted yourself down. I'm even seeing in your throat, almost like a tree here. You're continuing to grow, to speak, to see that you have a voice. And some of you are seeing flowers blooming on that tree, where you're getting things that you kind of want, but you still feel bogged down a little bit. And here's the thing. Look at this tree with this blue on it, right? You are the blue. I'm hearing your family and other places work. This is them, the red. And so all of that darkness, all of that pain, all of that nastiness has caused you to once again regenerate and become something more and upgrade. And I'm seeing that the roots are rooted here, which is that heaviness that you feel that sucks you down because you still feel like you're absorbing that energy. Spirit is saying that maybe it might time for you to uproot and to move. I'm hearing out of location, out of another location, to where it's not so this touching and tangible. Maybe these people can drive to you where you're at. They can, I'm hearing call you whenever they want, but you're able to hit that reject button and kind of just be like, I'll call you later. And that's the other thing too. Say you're going to call when you're going to call, because the truth is, and I'm just being honest with you, pile number 4, some people feel that you're flaky, and maybe you're not, and maybe it's partially because of their manipulative tactics, whatever the situation is, or maybe you feel that they're flaky and they don't answer you back. They're saying this is a reflection of you, so that way you can step into doing more of what you say that you're going to do, so you're not feeling so much, I hate to say it, like a baby back bitch. It sounds funny, but so it's more for you to kind of step in and say you're going to do what you say that you're going to do, and do it. And I'm hearing, even if that's moving, I think that deep down it scares you, but I think that I'm hearing it's a need. I think that you need to move away from your family and move away from the toxic stuff and the materialism. I think that that's not you anymore. I don't think that this is you. And even if you do, I feel for some that you may buy really nice things and people kind of get it about you on it, or they act like you are what Cinderella, where they see you have something nice, you like it, you share it with them, and then they destroy it, or they make you destroy it with their words. And why the fuck did you buy that? Why would you buy that? Why would you spend money on that? You have to pay your bills. And you're literally I just had some extra cash. It was only $20. Why are you? And those kinds of things. Spirit's even coming in, and I'm just saying it, and I think that you need to admit it to yourself too. They just don't want you to be happy, and I think you've known this for a very long time. Spirit is saying it's time for you to step into peace. This is more confirmation for you. You need to move away. This is what you need. I'm not saying right now, but you need to be, Spirit saying, grounded in your decision, grounded to peace, and that's where you need to sit there and say, I need peace. What is going to bring me peace? So this is choosing that peace and starting from a new playing field and creating from a new field to do that. The fates. Okay. There are some things in life, I hate to say it like this, that are just meant to happen. And I'm hearing Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop. Whatever happens, happens. And so there are just some things that are fated, contracted, and that almost essentially you guys wonder why, not in a bad way, but why you had to go through these things. And because you feel that, once again, Virgo energy, you feel that you work hard, you feel that you give a lot, you're there, you've done a lot of things, but it's more about nurturing yourself and understanding that, you're going through your experiences to, I'm hearing, to create. I think you're learning to step into more to be creative about who you are and what you want, and creative and understanding that things work in cycles in certain ways, and you see a lot of things you're realizing come back to you in different ways, especially with this regeneration card. You've seen the same things over and over and over again where you haven't grown. You haven't grown, you haven't done any moves, you haven't done any of the things that you said that you were going to do. And, and it's finally starting to hit you through your pain with this regeneration card with it's like rain. You see almost like the stars kind of falling in on it. And that, like, it's starting to see that, you've grown and it's time for you to heal from that, and seeing that it's just deep pain and moving through it to move through into essentially a new life. There's still a lot of darkness you feel, but I think that you even wake up to where you feel very low energy. Maybe for some of you, your head or your neck hurts. And, and this is where I'm also seeing right here, like, you need to do more stretching. Like, I'm going like this. I'm like, stretch. So you need to do a little bit more stretching to loosen up that and move a little bit more. So they're saying maybe more of like yoga to kind of just stretch out your limbs for about like 10 to 15 minutes a day. So that would definitely help a lot. But you need to step into your new life. And I feel like, once again, you have a lot of energy that goes like bam, bam, bam to you, like where it's like people were, doing it, and you have such a bright light. Like, they try to come at you because you have such a bright light, and they try to, I don't want to say attack you, but it's like they always want to know what you're doing, how you're doing it, who you're doing it with, like why you haven't made the changes. But Spirit's even saying, like, deep down, and they're saying, like, these people have not made their changes, and they're saying the best thing that you can do, and the messages you need right now is start your new life. And I think that you're already there in your heart space. It's more just time to implement that. And I think that that's what's the scariest part for you, pile number 4, is that now you have to actually start doing the work to do it. And it's just kind of like, wow. And you're like, this is actually a lot of work, because essentially some of it's foundational building. It's not like it's easy. Like, you gotta uproot, pack, put things in boxes, move away, like fix things. Maybe I'm hearing like a new job, like you're gonna have to relocate. So it's not gonna be, I'm hearing, easy, essentially. So something to think about. What else do you need to know? I'm still learning this deck, so I may have to pull the book out. But falling leaves, whiskey, coming of darkness, one of the darker cards in the deck, mountain cabin. Pile number 4, this cannot be any more confirmation for me in this. Like, it's just kind of reiterating everything that I have said to you. In this sense, though, with falling leaves, it's essentially about letting go. And I think that for some, you have two paths that you're trying to take right now. One that lights you up, one that fills you, one that gives you happiness, where the other one is more about temptation, because I'm pulling, it's an apple. And Adam and Eve and the apple tempted to eat the apple off the tree. Whatever tree it was. So, and I don't want to be like telling you what to do, but I feel that you should take the path of what lights you up instead of choosing, I'm hearing like a corporate 9-to-5, or doing something where you're just settling for it, and doing something that actually lifts you up and doing something that you enjoy. And I'm hearing, because there is money there. It might be like a hobby or a side hustle that you may have to start it with, but like, you'll go places with it. It's just a lot of different things, but it's allowing the seasons to come and allowing the things that need to be let go. And with whiskey, this card is more about the Wheel of Fortune in in tarot. And so this also too, like, I'm just putting this out there, you guys, like, there's a skull here with the candle in it. I want it. And I just fell in love with it. I was like, I kind of need one of those. I think I have one day I'll put it on here. I'll have to do it. I was gonna grab it and show you guys, but then I would have to let it burn. But I don't know if I have alcohol. Oh, it's buried in the closet. I can't grab it. I'm sorry. But, so essentially, whiskey can take up to 10 years to ferment. I don't know if it actually ferments, but to get its flavor and to really become whiskey, it takes time. And that's the thing that spirit is saying to you, that it's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to be an instant fix. It's more about, yes, like, this is you're on the right path kind of card to make the choices, and your spirit they're going like this, and they're saying, like, in a good way, like, you're doing the right thing. You're on the right path. They're giving you this, like, validation, like, you're doing it. You got this, right? So, coming of darkness, okay? There's maybe been some family problems going on, or you're having issues with a family member or people around you where you're very, very different. And I hate to say it, but maybe you live a quote unquote bougie lifestyle where this person's a little bit more laid back, and maybe that you have a little bit more money or a little bit more nicer things, and maybe these people feel that, like, they're poor and they need to work hard for what it is, and you kind of sit more, I don't want to say on your high horse, or maybe they feel that you do, and that you have this very, like, I'm hearing pristine mentality of who you are. And with this, you guys are two different people. I think that you're realizing this. Maybe you have a spouse, and maybe you're realizing it's time for you to, it's just throwing it out there. If it's yours, it's not. Maybe it's time to get rid of or let go of your relationship or divorce. And maybe it's time to just let go. And maybe for some, you're having family problems, seeing, like, marital problems between your mom and your dad, marital problems between other people, and also too about seeing that, I think that in this situation, I think you're finally done. Like, I think you've turned your back at this point. Like, I don't think that, and this is about seeing the signs. This is all about seeing the signs that it's been coming for a long time. You know that something's coming, something's changing, and it's been there for a long time, and it just needs to end and to have that change made, right? Mountain Cabin talks about being alone, taking that trip, and being in solitude, and you were 100, once again, pile number 4, 110% right. You need to be by yourself. I'm here to find yourself, to listen, to figure out who you are, to figure out where you want to go, what's best for you. There's a lot of distractions around it, and I think it's best that you take yourself on, like, a 3 to 4 day retreat to sit and think about where it is that you want to go. And they're saying ask spirit for help, so they can kind of help you with that. So that's just something to think about too. And it may be, like, up in the mountains too, where you're kind of by yourself. Like, you're not being bothered by other people, hearing doors going in and out. Like, be safe, they're saying, but don't go somewhere where everybody, like, flocks to. Like, don't be going to, like, Rome in the middle of the day and, like, walking around and having a good time. Like, go into a place where you can retreat. You're going to sit maybe in a hotel room, sit by the ocean, being more out in a grounded area where you can kind of listen out in nature. So that's something to think about too. With this. All right, let's do best practical action for you guys to take at this time. Well, what you need to know most. Reevaluate your priorities. I think the last pile got that. Join a group. consider starting or expanding your own business, and donate unwanted items. Okay, pile number 4. So, I'm hearing like maybe in your gut that you've been saying, maybe I need to start preparing to move. And Spirit is not like you're right, but you're right in the mentality of what you think is best for you. If you feel that you need to get rid of things, get rid of them. If you're starting to, which I see reevaluate your priorities, but it's time to reevaluate your life. It is time to reevaluate what matters most to you. And it's also time for you to like maybe take that side hustle and turn it into a full-fledged business over time, like we talked about with this whiskey thing. So it's time for you to reevaluate what you want to do, where you want to go, and also join a group. I feel like it's time for you guys to make some new friends. I'm seeing a lot of festivals. I don't know if maybe meeting people at festivals or going to people at festivals and I'm seeing like shops, or shops where you can kind of like meet others and like have like interest and those kinds of things. So definitely something there too. So think about that as well. Joining a group, or maybe joining a group of friends with a small knit group of friends to kind of help you get to where you need to be. But it's really good. I feel like you guys are doing it mass cleaning out, which I hear like your grandmother, or even for some a mother, like may have passed, that they're proud of you for doing all these things. Okay. One last thing before we go. I am going to pull an angel card for you for more guidance. And these are any of the archangels, and see what guidance that they have for you at this time, or a message. Matavriel, Angel of Rain. Beautiful. I know this sounds crazy, pile number 4, and maybe you're not somebody who is very spiritual in that sense, but maybe the next time it rains, you guys should really allow yourself to go outside and get wet, and allow yourself to ground yourself down through that. And really, I'm hearing also too, don't let the rain like ruin it or put a damper on your parade, because that doesn't mean that you can't enjoy things. That doesn't mean Montreal saying that it's just water. It's a part of life, and it evaporates into the atmosphere, and it still makes up a part of who you are. And they're saying that the rain, you still kind of like inhale that water that he's showing me when it turns into a mist. You still breathe it in. It's still a form of air. It still gives you flow, and that water is essentially what gives you life, because they're even showing me the amniotic sac where we live and incubate in before we're born is primarily made of water. And so we grow in water, we bathe in water, we release. And so it's all right to allow the rain to get rid of the pollen, allow the rain to let go, allow the rain to clear out and rejuvenate everything. And also they're saying, he's saying too, to call on him when you need help clearing out with the rain. And here, like when you need a refresh, or you need like to clear out your aura too, like ask him to help make it rain to cleanse out your aura. That's beautiful. I love your read pile number 4, because this is very uplifting. It started off, I feel, kind of dark, but it really took a bigger thing, because I think that you guys are moving on to bigger and better, and I think it's very, very good for you to move away, like even Spirit saying to move away from that toxic energy. Crystal, the pile was onyx. I'm gonna look it up, because I get them all confused. They all confuse me. This could not be any more fitting, pile number 4. To increase regeneration, happiness, intuition, instincts. It does say that it will decrease sexual desire, but it helps to change bad habits as well. So it's very, very fitting for you guys that you chose this pile and the stone. So I highly suggest carrying it around. It's grounding. It's going to help bring out some of the darkness to ascend into light. I learned that last night as I was reading on the Kabbalah in a book that I have, that how we don't understand how much darkness these black stones or these grounding stones actually pull out, so that way we can ground and get rid of what's not keeping us grounded in our reality. I thought that was really beautiful. So yes, I hope that this read resonated with you, and until next time, namaste.